wake up, it's time to be free. Wake up, was blind, now I see. Wake up, it's time to be me. Wake up, my mind is the key.
Wake up, it's time to be me. Wake up, my mind is the key.
So welcome. It's Jullien Gordon here with another episode of the Daily Jules, where I drop nuggets of wisdom to help you increase your degrees of freedom. I don't care how many college degrees you have. The only degree that matters to me is your degree of freedom. Don't care how much money you make. The only thing that really matters is how you make money. So today we have an interesting question from a product-based business, a product-based entrepreneur. Valtisha is asking, should she invest in a physical location, right? Should she invest in a physical location for her business, since she actually gains more sales through live events than she does online right now. Her live events are costing her anywhere from $50 to $300 per table, and she's making $1K on average, and she sells handcrafted roses, candles, and essential oils. So really, Valtisha, this is, for me, all a numbers game. It's all a numbers game. So right now, the only reason you're not going out as frequently as possible is because the travel is wearing you down. I'd be interested to know how far you actually are traveling for these events. It says all around NYC, but here's the deal. For me, you always have to have a space of demonstration for your product or service. Your customer has to be able to experience whatever it is that you have, okay? So for a long time, Apple did not have stores. They did not have stores. You would get these electronics magazines in the mail. Then you'd have to like phone order to get a Mac computer, right? And so then Apple decided, we're going to invest in physical locations, and they created the Apple stores. Now, originally the Apple stores were not profitable. They were a loss leader. This is when they were trying to penetrate the market at a deeper level. And now today, Apple stores are the most profitable retailers per square foot. They're the most profitable retailer per square foot. It's like $6,000 a day per square foot or something like that. They actually do better than one other big jeweler that's out there. And a jeweler doesn't really need a lot of retail space, right? And they sell something small at a very high price. But Apple actually transcends that. So what the Apple Store did is it gave people the opportunity to actually touch and experience a Mac. You can't really touch and experience it through the internet. And so if experience and touch and feel and sight, right, all the other senses are key to someone understanding the value of your particular product, then it's going to be important to create that space. Now, you've been able to create that space, but you have to buy it, right? You have to buy it, and you can only buy it when somebody else is selling the pop-up or renting the pop-up space. So here's the numbers that I would put together for you. If you were taking home $1,000 on average, and the most that these spaces are charging you is $300, and then let's say you sell the cost of the materials and things that you're selling is $300, then you're actually profiting $400 every time you go out. Now, when you look at $400 and you divide that by an 8-hour day at the table standing up, that comes out to $50 an hour. And this is probably why you are starting to feel burned out going to these places on weekends and weeknights and things of that nature. So, but here's the deal. Here's how you grow your business. If you heard the last episode that I did, or one of the past episodes that I did on the levels of entrepreneurship, given that this is the current constraint, which is your time, and you're starting to feel burned out, if you can simply add on another, let's say you pay somebody $15 an hour, right? Which would be $120. So now the numbers are 100, 300 for the space, 300 for cost of goods sold, and that may be high. And then you pay somebody $120 to go do it for you. Now you profit 280. You profit 280. And if you are able to hire and train enough people who know how to sell what it is that you have, then guess what? You could actually be at 5 events this Saturday while you were at home. Your company can be at 5 events while you were at home. So now let's say 5 is a lot, right? Let's say there's not that many going on. Even if there were 2 events this Saturday, right? You multiply that by 2. Now you made 560 while sitting at home versus 400 if you rely on you to go do the booth. So the fact that you're taking home 1,000 in revenue, right, is great. And the cost of the booth is only that. You have to actually move into a space in your business to, I think, hire other people to go to these events. Now, if you start to find out that there are not 2 events happening every day, or you can't find the right talent or the right team to actually go do what you do and sell the way you sell, because guess what? Without you being there, the sales might not be $1,000, right? They might be less. And this is where your systems processes, because you can map out your sales process, right? How to downsell, how to upsell, how to greet somebody. You can map that all out and test for the first time somebody else going and selling your product on your behalf, right? And see if they can get up to $900, $1,000. If they can, then this model may work, okay? Now, if you find that finding the right people is a constraint, then you might go into considering renting a space. Because right now, let's say you've been going out every single weekend, right? You've been going out every single weekend and paying this booth fee. Now, if you do that for 4 weekends, that's $1,200 in rent. That's $1,200 in rent that you're paying to somebody else. Now, the pros of you having your own space for $1,200, the pros of this is that usually they're marketing the event. Usually they're marketing the event and they're bringing new customers to you. The other thing about your business is that your business is not, with the exception of the essential oils part, the candles and the roses are not something that somebody needs every single month, right? Essential oils, those need to be replenished, right? So somebody would need to come see you and actually know exactly where you are. So that is the only product that you have where somebody would actually need to know, oh, I'm going to go stop by Valtisha's store to go pick up my next batch of essential oils. But I probably wouldn't say that about a handcrafted rose, and I probably don't need candles that often. So the benefits of a physical location, the only product that would actually probably sell more frequently than the others, I don't know how frequently, but more frequently than others, is the one that needs to be, that is perishable, or not a perishable, but is usable or gets used up, is the essential oils. So the physical location, so this is hired 2 people. This is where you are now. And this is my own space. My own space. So even though you would be willing to pay up to $1,200 rent, you probably won't be bringing in $1,000 a day in the same way that you do at these live events. So that would be something to explore. If I were you, what I might try is see if I can find a pop-up shop that I could rent out for a month. And see what kind of revenues that you get. Now, you're going to need a marketing plan. You do not want to have a restaurant marketing plan where you just hope that people walk by. You will get some sales that way. People will stop in and come check out what you have just by passing by because they live in the neighborhood. But even if it's a pop-up shop and you're going to be there for 30 days, or maybe you start off with a 7-day experiment, you still have to have a strong marketing plan to get people to come to the location. And then I would also add in more products that people need to buy on a regular basis. Remember, there's 3 ways to grow your business. The hardest way is to go acquire new customers. The hardest way is to acquire new customers. The other way is to increase how much somebody buys from you when they come. And the other way is to increase how frequently they buy from you, okay? So you can increase how much somebody buys, you can increase the frequency, or you can go find a new customer. And the hardest way to grow your business is actually go create new customers. The other thing I would encourage you to do is for every sale that you do make, I would encourage you that you collect the email address in exchange for the receipt. Say, I'll email you the receipt. This will give you access to your customer base so you can engage in repeat sales when you meet these people. Because if you're traveling all over, right, you're not going to have consistent customers. You're meeting people once and you sell them then, and usually they're out of your life and out of your business after that. But if you start collecting their information, imagine if you had collected all the information of all your customers ever since you started this business, and you would have email campaigns going out to them about the pumpkin candle, the Christmas candle, the Easter candle, a new essential oil that just came out, and handcrafted roses for Valentine's, or for birthdays and things of that nature, you would actually increase how frequently somebody bought from you. And so based on the game that you're in, I might try out this 7-day experiment and see if you have enough pull in terms of your marketing and in terms of your product to actually get consistent customers to come into a space on a regular basis. But here seems to be also where you should go. The challenge here is going to be finding 2 people and then them at the right price, and then them being able to sell at the level that you currently sell. This is your stuff, so I know you sell it better than anybody else. And well, that's not always true. That's not always true. Sometimes we're afraid to sell. Sometimes we don't like selling. Right. And so we lower our prices and things of that nature. But when somebody is working based on commission or it's not theirs, sometimes they sell better than we sell our own stuff. And so I don't know. I would try this out. I would try for your first time to actually get somebody to go manage your booth for you. Call in sick and say, I need a favor, and see just how they do as an experiment. If they break even, then it's okay. As long as they break even, it's okay. And then if that works, then try to get 2 people and try see if you can get 2 booths on a weekend at the same time while you're at home, and see what those revenues are. And then after you conducted that experiment, evaluate. And then I would also conduct this experiment with a 7-day pop-up in a location that you might actually permanently be in, or a 30-day pop-up if you can find the right space for the right price. Okay. So that's how I would approach this business question that you asked. It's a great question. And 1K, I want to help you get to 1K average every single day online and in the physical space. If we could get you to 1K revenue every single day, we're winning. But you got to multiply and duplicate yourself in order to get there. Okay. So with that, I want to say thank you. This is another episode of the Daily Jules. I hope that this episode blessed you and helped you increase your degrees of freedom. And stay tuned for the next episode. All right. Peace. I hope these mindsets, metaphors, and methodologies blessed you. If you desire more freedom, go to getfreenow.com to subscribe to the show on iTunes, YouTube, or Facebook, and get 4 of my best courses in the Freedom School for 100% free.